kindergartners. I hope you guys are having a great day today. My name is Miss Schlor, and today we're going to be practicing our Foundations Phonics. Today for our video, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil, and you're always going to need those things for our videos. And this week is our last week of videos, which I'm so sad about because I've had such a fun time teaching you guys using these videos. But this week is going to be an amazing week and we're going to enjoy our last few videos together. So if you have not already, please go grab a piece of paper and a pencil so you can follow along in some of our activities today and write as well. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to practice saying some letter, keyword, and sounds. So I'm going to say the letter, keyword, and sound, and I'm going to do a motion. And then I'm going to point at you, and that means that it's your turn to say the letter and sound and do the motion just like I did. So you are repeating after me when I point at you. So our first letter is S, snake, S. M, man, mm. D, dog, D. P, pan, P. G, game, G. O, octopus, ah. U, up, I, itch, I. A, apple, ah. E, ed, eh. And those are all of our letters and sounds. I hope you guys were able to follow along with me and do some of the motions as well. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to practice writing and skywriting our letters. So this is where you're going to need to have your paper and pencil ready. So how this is going to work is I'm going to skywrite the letter first, and you are just going to watch me to see how I do it. Then we're going to take our pencils and we are going to write it together. So you will write it on your paper and I will write it on mine. And then at the very end, we will skywrite it together. And your goal is to be able to say the words that match the motions. So you're going to need to listen really carefully to how the words go when I am showing you so you know how to do it at the end. So first, you're going to watch and listen. Our first letter is G, game, G. Watch and listen first. Point to the skyline, fly back on the skyline, around the grass line, up to the plane line, and straight back on the plane line. G, game, G. Now let's take our pencils and let's write it together. So you are writing it on your paper and I'm writing it on mine, and listen to the words very carefully. Point to the skyline, fly back on the skyline and around the grass line, up to the plane line, and back on the plane line. G, game, G. And G is kind of a difficult letter to write, so let's practice that one again with our pencils. And let's slow it down and try and write it very slowly and focus on the words. Point to the skyline, fly back on the skyline, and down and around the grass line, back up to the plane line, and straight back on the plane line. G, game, G. Great job. Now let's take our super straight arms. Remember, we don't want any T-Rex arms because then it's very hard to tell where we're pointing. So you're going to point at my board. Point to the skyline, fly back and down and around to the grass line, up to the plane line, and straight back on the plane line. G, game, G. Great job, my friends. You guys wrote the letter G. Let's go ahead and erase that letter. And our next letter that we are going to write is D, dog, D. Now watch and listen first. Remember, you're trying to figure out and being able to say the words that go with our motion. So listen carefully. Point to the skyline, go down to the grass line, start back on the skyline, and go all the way around to the grass line. D, dog, D. Okay, now let's take our pencils and write it together. Point to the skyline, go down to the grass line, start back at the skyline, and go all the way around to the grass line. D, dog, D. Great job, my friends. Let's go ahead and erase our letter D. And our next letter that we are going to do is P, pan, P. Okay, you're going to watch me first. Point to the skyline, go down to the grass line, point to the skyline, and go around to the plane line. P, pan, P. Okay, now let's take our pencils and write it together. Point to the skyline, go down to the grass line, point to the skyline, and go around to the plane line. P, pan, P. Awesome job. Let's take our super straight arms and skywrite it, and your goal is to try and say the words that match our motions. Point to the skyline, go down to the grass line, point to the skyline, and go around to the plane line. P, pan, P. Awesome job. Let's go ahead and erase our letter P, and we just have a couple more letters to go. I know you guys can do it. Our next letter that we are going to do is S, snake, S. Okay, watch me first. Point to the skyline, trace back and curve in to the plane line, and curve back to the grass line. S, snake, S. Okay, now let's take our pencils and write it together. Point to the skyline, trace back and curve into the plane line, and curve back to the grass line. S, snake, S. Okay, let's take our super straight arms and skywrite it together now. Point to the skyline, trace back and curve into the plane line, and curve back to the grass line. S, snake, S. Awesome job. We have one more letter to go. So let's erase our letter S. And our very last letter for today is M, man, mm. Now you're going to watch and listen first. Point to the skyline, go down to the grass line, point to the skyline, slide down to the plane line, and slide up to the skyline, and go down to the grass line. M, man, mm. Okay, now let's take our pencils and write it together. Point to the skyline, go down to the grass line. Point to the skyline, slide down to the plane line, and slide back up to the skyline, and go down to the grass line. M, man, mm. Okay, now let's skywrite our last letter together. Point to the skyline, go down to the grass line, point to the skyline, slide down to the plane line, slide back up to the skyline, and go down to the grass line. M, man, mm. Awesome job, my friends. That was our last letter for today. So I'm going to erase that letter. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to play I Spy again, because I just love playing I Spy at my house, and you guys can do it easily at your house too. So how it works is I say I spy and something that starts with the letter, and then I say the sound. And your job is to go look for that object and grab it and bring it to the video, or to just point to the object, because I'm only going to give you 10 seconds to find an object. So sometimes that's not enough time to go grab something. So pointing might be easier. And then I'll tell you what I found in my house. So let's get started. I spy with my little eye something that starts with the k sound. Something that starts with the k sound. 10, 5, and 0. Come on back. Hopefully you're either pointing to an object or you went and grabbed one. So something that I found in my house that starts with the k sound is it's in front of me, a cup. My cup starts with the k sound. Remember, we don't have to have the same things because we have different things in our house. So hopefully you found something that starts with the k sound too. Now, if you grabbed an object, you're just going to leave it there for just a couple minutes, and then we will put it away at the end. The next thing that I spy with my little eye is something that starts with the ol sound. Something that starts with the ol sound. 10, 5, okay, come on back. The thing that I found that starts with the ol sound is in front of me, and it is a light. My light starts with the ol sound. Okay, we have one more, and then we're going to put our objects away. Something that I spy with my little eye that starts with the sound mm. Starts with the sound mm. 10, and 0. Come on back. The thing that I found that starts with the sound is my magnets. Magnets start with the sound. Okay, now it's your job to put your things away if you got them out. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds to put those things away. And if you don't finish, you can put them away at the end of the video, because it's your responsibility to put away the things that you take out. So 10 seconds. 10, 5, and 0. Come on back. If you did not finish, remember you're going to put those things away at the end of the video. So the last thing that we are going to do today is we are going to practice writing some words. So yesterday we practiced tapping out and reading words. Today we're going to practice tapping out and writing them. So you're going to need to grab your pencil and your paper, and we're going to get started right away. The first word that we are going to do together is sob. Sob. So elbows up, let's tap it out. S-a-b, sob. Now let's write it. Our first sound is s. S makes the s sound. S-a. O makes the ah sound. B, b. B makes the b sound. Now let's check it and make sure that it sounds the way we want it to. B, sob. Sob was the word we were trying to write, and that's the word that we wrote. Awesome job, my friends. Now you are going to try and write the next word on your own, and then we will check it after about 30 seconds that you try and write it. So the next word we're going to tap out is dip. Dip. So let's tap it out. Dip. Dip. Now I'm going to give you 30 seconds to try and write that word on your own paper, and here are the letters that you might need. So go ahead and start now. Okay, that was about 30 seconds. Let's write it together and check our work. Dip was our word. D. D makes the D sound. I makes the I sound. P makes the P sound. Now let's check it. D, I, dip was the word we were trying to write. If you did not get these exact letters, that's okay. We are just trying our best right now. And if you get some of the letters, that's an awesome job. If you don't get any of the letters, you still did a great job because you're practicing, and practicing helps you get better at things that maybe we need practice on. So we're going to do one more word together. And the last word is cab. Cab. Let's tap it out. K-a-b. Cab. Now I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to try and write it. Okay, that was about 30 seconds. Let's do it together. Cab. K-a-b. Now let's check it. K-a-b. Cab. Cab was the word we were trying to write, and that sounds like we wrote it correctly. Okay, that was the last word that we were going to write, so let's go ahead and erase it. And those are all of our activities for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!
My name is Ms. Zhang. I am a kindergarten teacher at Silver Lake Elementary School in Federal Way. I am here to do a kindergarten math lesson with you all. So thank you so much for joining me, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's begin with our calendar talk. I will show you our calendar in just a second. All right, so if you remember from yesterday, we started a new month of August. We are so close to the beginning of school, actually, just one more month away. So yesterday was our day of the week. It was Monday, the one that starts with an M. And so today, after Monday comes Tuesdays. Yeah, it's one of our days of the week that starts with a T, Tuesday. All right, and if we just follow our Tuesday down, we'll end up at our day or our number, and it is 4. We are on the 4th day in August. Nice job. So it's Tuesday, August, oops, I was about to say 3rd. It's Tuesday, August 4th. All right, and so if we're looking ahead, what is tomorrow going to be? What comes after Tuesday? Think about our song. There's Sunday, then there's Monday. Tuesday, then there's Wednesday. Nice job. So tomorrow it's going to be Wednesday. Oh, sorry. Wednesday. Let me find my pen. So tomorrow will be Wednesday. So when you fall asleep and you wake back up, it's going to be Wednesday. Awesome job. Thank you for following along with our calendar talk. All right, before our lesson, I wanted to do a little mini game with you. And we've done this before last week. It's a game called Shake and Spill, okay? So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to play along. All right, so if you see, I have some counters on my board. And let's count how many counters I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I have 10 counters. And you notice there's two-sided. There's one side is red, one side is yellow. I'm putting all of the counters in this little container I have. It's called Shake and Spill because I'm going to shake this and then I'm going to spill it out. And what this activity does is it helps us see two numbers that make up a bigger number. In this case, two numbers that make up 10, because we have 10 counters total, right? Some of them came out yellow, some of them came out red. So it looks like we have two groups. So we still have a total of 10. So what and what makes 10? We have 10 counters total. Some are yellow and some are red. How many counters are yellow? Hopefully you counted 5. And how many counters are red? 5 as well. All right, when we put 5 and 5 together, let's put these 5 yellow counters and these 5 red counters together. How many counters do we have total? It should still be 10, right? But let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this showed us 5 and 5 makes 10. Pretty cool. All right, I'm going to erase my numbers and let's do it again. I'm going to put them back into my container. It's only 10 of them. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, taking them up and then spill. Oh, some went off my board, but I'm gonna pick it up. All right, I'm gonna spread them out. Oh, this isn't fun because I can already tell it's 5 and 5 again, which is totally gonna happen because it's just by chance, right? But this tells us 5 and 5 makes 10. I want us to get another one. So let's see if we can shake this just one more time and get a different combination that makes 10. They all just fell on top of each other. Okay, let's spread them out. Oh my goodness, would you look at that? I can already tell again. It's 5 and 5 again. But let's pretend, I'm going to do some magic, that it was like that. So we have some yellow ones on this side and some red ones on this side. So go ahead and count. How many yellow counters did we get? 4 yellow counters. How many red counters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this tells us what? What two numbers make 10? 4 and 6. Awesome job. So I think that's a really fun way if you have some spare coins around, like I just happened to do. Remember, coins are two-sided. So you could take a bunch of coins and count and toss them around and see how many are red, how many are heads and how many are tails. And that can tell you two numbers that make up a bigger number. All right, thank you for following along. All right, scholars, we are going to start our math lesson by going over our learning target and follow along with me as we read it. All right, so our learning target, it says, I can find the missing number to make 10. All right, the missing number. So what we're really going to be utilizing today is 10 frames. So it says I can find the missing number to make 10. So what's going to happen is you're going to be given a number and you have to figure out the other number, the other part that will make 10, right? Okay. So the goal is we have two numbers and we put them together, they make 10. All right, so let's begin. So here we have a 10 frame, and I really love 10 frames because of how much it can tell you the number of things, and usually counters or circles, the number of counters or circles that are inside of the 10 frame. They call it a 10 frame because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares or frames within the 10 frame. All right. So as you can see, we are trying to make the number 10. So we have all of these over there to trace. We are making 10. Over here, we already have some counters inside. So if you would please count how many red counters are already in our 10 frame. And I'm going to zoom in so we're really just focusing on this top 10 frame. How many red counters do we already have? We already have 2 red counters in our 10 frame. Now your job is to figure out how many yellow counters I need to put on here in order for it to be 10 counters total. So this is the missing number we are looking for. Referring back to our learning target, this is the missing number you're looking for. So if I already have 10 red counters, how many yellow counters do I need to put on here in order for there to be 10 counters total? Big hint is that a 10 frame has 10 squares in it. All right, so let's draw it. Let's do the first one together and draw it. I'm just going to add yellow counters and we'll count them at the end, okay, until I have 10. So this is 1, I'm counting the red ones. 1, 2 red counters. I'm just going to count on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, so I'm noticing that when I get to 10, all of the spaces in my 10 frame are filled. I wonder if I could use that when I'm trying to figure out the missing number. All right, so let's now count how many yellow counters I added. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we added 8 yellow counters to make 10 counters total. So what two numbers together make 10 in this case? 2 and 8. All right, nice job. we are going to move on to the second one, and I'm going to give you some time to think about this one yourself. So again, we are making 10, okay? So we're going to count how many red counters we have. 1, 2, 3. 3 red counters. All right, now count how many yellow counters am I going to need to add in order for there to be 10 counters total. Remember, a full 10 frame is 10 counters. All right, let's do it together, okay? I'm just gonna draw the counters again, and you need to tell me, you're just gonna count with me, okay? So I'm gonna count on like I did before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, how many yellow counters did I add? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I counted 7 yellow counters. So this tells me 3 and 7 makes 10. All right, great job. Let's do this 10 frame down here. First we want to count how many red counters we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so we have 7 red counters. How many yellow counters am I going to need to put on here in order for there to be 10 total? What do you think? All right, I'm going to draw in the yellow counters now and check your work with me, see if you got the same number. All right, so we already counted 7 red counters, so I'm just going to count on again. After 7 comes 8, 9, 10. All right, so I have my yellow counters in. How many did I end up drawing? 1, 2, 3. So 7 red counters and 3 yellow counters makes 10 counters total. A full 10 frame. When my 10 frame is full, I know I have 10 counters in it. All right, nice job. We're going to move on to our next page, and we're doing the exact same thing, but now we have different number combinations, okay? So let's start with the top one again. I'm going to give you some time to count how many red counters there are. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 red counters. Now, how many yellow counters do I need to draw in order for there to be 10 counters total? All right, I want to give you some time to figure that out as well. All right, so what I'm going to do is like before, I'm just going to count on. So I know I have 6 red counters. After 6 comes 7, 8, 9, 10. So I stop on 10. How many yellow counters did I draw? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 yellow counters. So 6 red counters and 4 yellow counters together makes 10. Great job if you're able to do that with me. All right, let's move on to the next one. Ooh, okay, how many red counters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I counted 5 red counters. How many yellow counters am I going to need to draw for there to be 10 total? All right, let's draw. I'm going to count on again. After 5 comes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I stop on 10 because that's the number I'm trying to count to, right? The number I'm trying to make. How many yellow counters did I draw? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this case, 5 red counters, 5 yellow counters makes 10 counters total. All right, nice job. Thank you for following along. We have one more for us to do together. All right, how many red counters are there? It's actually quite a few, right? Almost a full 10 frame. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 red counters. How many yellow counters do I need to draw for there to be 10? Well, in this case, I accidentally drew it black, but it's pretended to be yellow. How many yellow counters did I draw? 1. So what two numbers make up 10? 9 and 1. Oh my goodness. 9 and 1 make 10. Awesome job. Thank you so much for following along. I hope you were able to find two numbers that make up 10 or find the missing number. In this case, that was our learning target. So if you were able to figure out how many yellow counters that we needed to make 10, that was our missing number. So awesome job following along and meeting your learning target. Please continue practicing this. Maybe draw your own 10 frame and find different ways to make 10 using crayons in different colors and different colored counters. All right, I will see you tomorrow for another math lesson. Bye, everyone.
Hola niñas y niños, ¿cómo están? Qué alegría verlos otra vez. Bienvenido a nuestro segundo día de aprendizaje de esta semana. Como todos los días, necesito que tengan papel y lápiz para poder practicar los números y lo que estamos aprendiendo, o una pizarrita y un marcador. ¿Están listos? Como siempre, comenzamos con nuestro calendario. Aquí vamos. Entonces, comenzamos con nuestro calendario. Hoy nuestro calendario se ve un poquito diferente. ¿Por qué? Al igual que ayer, se ve diferente porque ya cambiamos de mes. Ya no estamos en el mes de julio, estamos en el mes de agosto. Y ayer nuestra primera clase fue el día lunes 3 de agosto. Si ayer fue el lunes, ¿qué día es hoy entonces? Un día más, exactamente. Hoy es martes. Y si ayer era lunes 3 de agosto, al 3 le agregamos 1 más, 3 más 1, entonces hoy es martes 4 de agosto, pero tenemos que elegir si ponemos un triángulo, un círculo o un cuadrado. ¿Cómo lo vamos a saber? Siguiendo nuestra secuencia. Recuerda, lo que es una secuencia es seguir siempre el mismo patrón. Y nuestro patrón dice así: triángulo, círculo, cuadrado. Triángulo, círculo, cuadrado. ¿Cuál vendrá ahora entonces? ¿Triángulo, círculo o cuadrado? ¿Qué creen ustedes? Triángulo, veamos a ver cómo suena. Pongamos el triángulo acá. Triángulo, círculo, cuadrado. Triángulo, círculo, cuadrado. Exactamente, muy bien. Entonces, hoy es martes 4 de agosto del año 2020. Muy bien, excelente trabajo. Pensemos mañana, miércoles, qué figura geométrica nos va a tocar y qué número. Mañana lo veremos. Ahora comencemos nuestra clase. Dice así: bienvenidos a nuestra segunda lección de aprendizaje. ¿Qué aprendimos ayer? Ayer aprendimos a combinar números para formar el número 10. Hicimos las siguientes combinaciones. Dijimos que el 5 y el 5 forman 10. ¿Recuerdan? 5 y 5 forman 10. También dijimos que el 4 y el 6 también forman 10. El 4 más el 6, 6 y 4 forman 10. También dijimos que el 8 más el 2 forman 10. 8 y 2 forman 10. Y dijimos que el 1 más el 9, agregamos el 1, también forman 10. ¿Hay más formas de formar 10? Veamos qué vamos a aprender y qué vamos a practicar el día de hoy. Dice, nuestra meta de hoy es aprender nuevas formas de crear 10. Podremos emplear objetos y dibujos para formar 10. Esa es nuestra meta del día de hoy. ¿Están listos? Volvamos a leer, aprender nuevas formas. Vamos a seguir creando el 10 y podremos emplear objetos y dibujos para formar 10. Comencemos. Entonces dice así: ¿cómo formar 10? Ya tenemos, ¿cuántos en el azul? Ayúdenme a contar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tenemos 7 en el azul. Por lo tanto, tenemos que escribir acá. ¿Cuántas tenemos en el azul? Tenemos 7. Si ya tenemos 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pero tenemos que llegar al número 10. ¿Cuántas rojas tenemos que poner? Piensen ustedes, ¿cuántas? 7 más. ¿Qué número forma el 10? Veamos. 1, 2 y 3. Entonces, ¿qué quiere decir? Eso quiere decir que el 7 con el número 3 forman ¿qué número? Contemos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. Otra forma de formar 10. 7 y 3 forman 10. Escriban ustedes en su cuaderno también o en su pizarrita. 1 y 0 forman 10. Vamos a nuestra siguiente actividad. Wow, dice, ¿cómo formar 10? Ya tenemos 1. De las azules solo tenemos una azul. Entonces, ¿cuántas rojas necesitamos para formar el 10? Ayúdenme a ver cuántas. ¿Listos? Vamos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 y 9. 9. Entonces, ¿cuántas rojas dijimos? Vamos a escribir el 9. Es difícil escribir con el mouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 y 9. Más el 1 azul es 10. 1 y 9 forman ¿qué número? Tomen su lápiz para escribir 10. 1 y 0 forman 10. Y esta es una forma parecida a la que vimos ayer, solo que ayer era al revés. Era 9 más 1, 10. Y ahora es 1 más 9, 10. Nuestra siguiente. ¿Cómo formar 10 otra vez? ¿Cuántos azules tenemos? 1 y 2. Eso también me recuerda a una que hicimos ayer. 2. Entonces tenemos que ver, si ya tenemos 2, ¿cuántas rojas tenemos que agregar? ¿Listos? Cuenten conmigo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 y 8. Eso quiere decir que el 2 con el 8, 2 y 8 forman, tomen su lápiz, forman el 10. El 1 y el 0 forman 10. Muy buen trabajo. Miren, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. Excelente. Y ayer hicimos 8 más 2 es igual a 10 y hoy hacemos 2 más 8. O sea, es lo mismo, pero al revés. Veamos otra fórmula. Dice, ahora vamos a completar. Hoy aprendimos entonces que 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 y 7. ¿Y qué número forma el 10? Pensemos, 7 en mi cabecita, 7, 8, 9, 10. El 7 y el 3 forman 10. Excelente. Ahora, el 1, que ya lo tenemos acá, y ¿qué número forman 10? El 1 más, digamos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9. El 1 y el número 9 forman 10. Y acá tenemos en los rojos, ayúdenme a contar, 1 y 2. 2 y 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. El 2 y el 8 también forman 10. 10. Buen trabajo. Y ahora un descanso para nuestra adivinanza del día. ¿Recuerdan? Yo leo y ustedes escuchan y después leemos todos juntos. ¿Listos? Pongan atención. Dice así. Adivinanza del día. Pequeña como un ratón y cuida la casa como un león. ¿Listos? Ahora ustedes lean conmigo. Pequeña como un ratón y cuida la casa como un león. ¿Quién soy? Puede ser cualquier cosa, ¿recuerdan? Algo que cuide la casa, pero que sea pequeña y que nadie, que proteja la casa. ¿Qué será? ¿Ya saben? Yo no sé. Veamos lo que es. Vamos a correr nuestro corazoncito. La llave. Cuando ponemos la puerta con llave, nadie puede entrar. Es por eso que protege nuestra casa. Muy entretenida nuestra adivinanza del día de hoy. ¿Estaba difícil? Veamos qué nos toca ahora. Dice, ahora a conectar lo aprendido. Ok, tenemos que conectar lo aprendido. Nos está diciendo cuánto sol hay aquí. ¿Cuántos soles hay? 1. Nos está diciendo un sol y aquí hay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 y 9. Eso quiere decir que 1 más 9 es igual a ¿cuánto? Es igual a 10. Eso es lo que nos está diciendo acá. Excelente, que 1 más 9 es igual a 10. Ya no se nos puede olvidar. 1 más 9 es igual a 10, o podemos decir 9 más 1 es igual a 10. El siguiente dice así, 1 y 2 nos está diciendo 2 más ¿qué número? Veamos acá, cuenten conmigo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 y 8. ¿Qué nos está diciendo? 2 más 8 es igual a ¿cuánto? Los vamos a contar ahora todos juntos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. Eso quiere decir que 2 más 8 es igual a 10. O como ayer dijimos, 8 más 2 es igual a 10 también, solo que están en distinto orden. Eso quiere decir que podemos poner este grupo de acá en este otro lado, igual nos va a dar 10. Veamos acá. ¿Cuántas peras tenemos en este conjunto? 1, 2, 3. Vamos a escribir 3. ¿Y cuántas si le sumamos las de al lado? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 peras más 7 peras, ¿cuántas hay en total? Ayúdenme a contar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. 3 más 7 es igual a 10. Pero ayer también aprendimos que 7 más 3 es igual a 10, solo que en distinto orden. Ahora a conectar lo aprendido otra vez con estas lindas estrellitas. Veamos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hay 4 estrellitas. 4 estrellitas. ¿Más cuántas necesitamos para llegar al 10? Ayúdenme a contar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 estrellitas más 6 estrellitas, ¿cuánto nos dan en total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. Nuevamente lo que aprendimos ayer fue que 6 más 4 es igual a 10, pero hoy si los damos vuelta, 4 más 6 también es igual a 10. Es exactamente lo mismo. Pero ya tan rápido pasó el tiempo, pues ya llegó la hora de despedirnos. Antes de irnos, vamos a ver qué aprendimos hoy. Dice así, hoy aprendimos a hallar nuevas combinaciones para formar 10, ¿cierto? Nuevas porque estas son distintas a las que vimos ayer. Se parecen porque están solamente algunas en distinto orden, pero no son las mismas. Estas que aprendimos hoy dicen 7 y 3 forman 10. Díganlo conmigo, 7 y 3 forman 10. 1 y 9 forman 10. A ustedes. 1 y 9 forman 10. 2 y 8 forman 10. 2 y 8 forman 10. Todas estas combinaciones de números les van a servir muchísimo en la escuela para poder avanzar y ser más, tener mayor fluidez con los números, para después poder sumar, restar y va a ser todo más fácil. Así que quiero que les practiquen en casa y nos vemos mañana con nuestra tercera lección de esta semana. Un abrazo, adiós.